And all right, so what I'm going to show you here is a little trick I learned about how to bait these clams as bait and actually be able to launch it and cast it good ways without flinging it off the hook. So typically what people do is, right, you'll take your clam, and what I like to do is I like to bait them like this. Now this is if I don't have some PVA line, and PVA line is going to dissolve in the water, okay? It takes maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds, but this will dissolve, and I'm gonna show you exactly why this is so cool in a second here. This is really gonna be a great way to secure your clam to a hook. So here's your hook. What I like to do is I like to bait first. This is a tough part of the clam right here, the tongue. I like to bait it through there first, and then I like the point of the hook coming out this gut section right here. Everything in the ocean seems to love eating these guts. So this is kind of how I like to bait the clam. Now on this side here, you have what's called, right here is what I call the pisser. This is just the organ of the clam that they expel water with. So I like to bait this up as well because this is the toughest part of the clam and it just helps stay on the hook. So I'll put that through the hook as well. And that's it. That's typically how I'll bait a clam without using PVA to secure it to the hook. And you'll notice in the videos, we'll get a lot of fish down there and they'll steal your bait. And also, if you're in the surf and you're casting this, and if you really put some heat to it and cast it, a lot of times the clam will go this way and hook will go this way, and you're gonna find yourself rebaiting a lot during the course of your time. So here's a little trick I've learned on how to actually secure this during the cast and have it lay perfectly right once you get it in the water. The beauty is this dissolves in water, so you're not actually adding any additional line into the environment. You see a lot of things out there like Clam Elastic or Clam Elastic, whatever that product is actually meant to wrap the clam on the hook. I don't like using that because it doesn't dissolve and you're just adding more garbage into the environment. So let me show you this here. I gotta dry my hands, of course, because this dissolves in water. So let me dry my hands and I'll show you exactly how to bait this up. Okay, so first step here, I got my clam. And again,
fish on, right side, right side.
Nope. They do fight hard in that current. Look at him streaming across there like a tuna. That drum thinks he's a tuna. I'm going to turn this drum a lot easier than I do a tuna. There we go. Head up. That's it. Perfect way to steer her in there. Second little drumfish. Oh, I didn't put that tight on. That's all right. I'll get it out again. There we go. You gotta love it. Another beauty. Gotta love these fish right here. All right, time for the dunk. Bye-bye, fish. Yeah, you can tell when that fish gets in there, they get a rush of oxygen, and then they go. That's how you do it. All right, another good hookup. I'm trying to do a tutorial here, drumfish. We are actively fishing, by the way, so. All right, always good to have two people on the boat. One can film a tutorial, the other one can hook the fish.
Exactly.
So
I'll stand back here with you.
all right, so I may have to leave this tutorial again here in a moment if we catch a fish. But again, I like to take this tough piece of the clam right here, right, and put it through the hook first. Now what I like to do is I like to slide that all the way up past the eye right here. So now when you hook it, this kind of gives you a little bit extra holding on the clam. Now I'm going to bring this around and hook it right through that belly, just like I showed you before. And I want the clam laying just like this on the bottom because look at all this clearance I have between the clam and the hook point right there. That is what's important. And this is where the PVA line can really come in handy. So I'm going to dry my hands again here. Here's your PVA line. It's going to dissolve in the water. And there's nothing to this. You're just going to simply take your PVA and wrap the clam onto your hook. Just like this. Now this will secure it for that long cast you want to make. It'll secure it on the bottom and it'll secure it exactly as you want on the line. And that's it. So just keep wrapping it just like that. And that's good. So you're just going to cut this excess right here. kind of fold it down over the clam. So that's it. So that's your line wrapped around the clam. You can kind of see the line, it's secured. I just press it into itself right there. And now when you cast this, you cast this a country mile and you're gonna be good. And the clam is gonna lay just like that on the bottom. Now I have a bucket of water here. Let's see how long this takes to dissolve in the water, but this is a good kind of show you, or a good tutorial about how to show you how this could lay when you throw it out there into the ocean. So you're gonna drop it. And let's see if I could show it to you on the camera there. And you can see it's laying just right there on the bottom of that bucket. I think you can see that. There you go. And that's it. So now you're just gonna wait till that dissolves. And again, in a minute or two, it'll be fully dissolved and your clam's just gonna lay there. And that's a great tip on how to cast this thing a mile without bunching up your clam or throwing your clam off the hook, and actually keeping it exactly how you want it to sit on your hook until a big hungry fish comes by and eats your bait. So there you go. Let's pull this out and see if it dissolved yet. So you can see this half right here is dissolved, if you could see it, and this half here is still on there, but you can see how quick that dissolves. What was that, maybe 30 seconds? So probably 30 seconds to a minute, this whole thing will dissolve and you'll be good to go. Unlike the elastic clam or those other products where you're just adding line into the environment, it can tangle up some stuff. So there you go, a quick little tutorial about how you could really increase your catch with a lot of clearance with your clam bait and how not to lose as much bait fishing with clam. So now if you want to see these tactics in use, in which we can catch a lot of fish, a lot of big fish, some big black drum like we're fishing for today, got to click on this video right here where we get even deeper into a lot of tips just like this on how you could catch a ton of big trophy fish. All right, fish lots, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you out there on the water.